Hi, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Emily, and today I'm going to be showing you my bookshelves and my book collection. On the left side, I have my Tolkien collection and some Oxford World's Classics. Then behind me, I have my classics and some old books, some history books. And on the right side, it is mainly unread books. I will probably be dividing this video into sections or even film this at different days because it's going to be a lot and I have a lot of books to show you. First, also let me tell you that these aren't all the books that I have read. I go to the library. I went a lot to the library in the past, and I've only started collecting books in, I think, 2018. I'm trying to build a library that I am proud of and books that I will probably never touch again, always find a new home. So the books that I am going to show you are books that I am the proud owner of, books that I will probably read again or pick up again to read sections. So yes, let's get started. I'll just make it easy for myself and start with the books down here. So I have some Everyman's Library Classics here. This is The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. I read this in Italy and it was perfect. I love The Divine Comedy and I will read it again for sure. This is one of those books that you cannot just read once, you know. I always remove the dust jackets of the Everyman's libraries, by the way, so if you're wondering, it's just because I removed them. And all of the dust jackets are collected in one of the shelves down here. Next, I have 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and I tried reading it. You can still see some of the tabs that I did. I really didn't like this one, but I'm going to try it again one day because we all change, we all evolve. This is one of the very few classics that I couldn't finish, and I can count those classics on one hand. The main reason was because it was so surreal. There were a lot of names that were just the same. It was very confusing. I couldn't get into it. And so I decided to give up after, let me see, I think 130 pages. But we'll try again one day. Next, I have Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This comes in a beautiful brown cover. I read Meditations a long time ago. I got a copy from the library, but I wanted to have a copy in my own library, so I asked a copy for my birthday, and my friend got it for me. And so, yes, I wanted the Everyman's Library copy. Next is The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. I enjoyed it, but it didn't blow me away. Then I have my beautiful box set of War and Peace. I love Leo Tolstoy. He's one of my favorite authors. And I love that it comes in 3 volumes because it's such a big book. And, you know, it's just nice to be able to pick one volume to read it and move on to the next. Next, the complete stories of Edgar Allan Poe. I haven't read them all. I'm slowly working my way through, and with fall and winter coming, this is going to be perfect. Okay, let's move to my Victor Hugo shelves. So I have 2 shelves here that are filled with Hugo's works. He's my favorite author, and I've been obsessively collecting his works. I did a separate video on my Hugo collection, so I'm going to go over these rather fast. Okay, so let's start with my Hunchback of Notre Dame copies. This is one. This is by, let me see, this is the Seasons Edition Spring by Thomas Nelson. This is a Dutch edition that I got from someone who didn't want it anymore. I love the little image of the cathedral on the front. And yes, this is Flemish. It comes with images. And it's just really beautiful to have. I have another Dutch Flemish edition. This is one by the Volkskrant, and yes, I think this is abridged, by the way, because when I was comparing the English with the Flemish edition, there were sections that I just could not find. Then I have an English edition, The Hunchback of Notre Dame in English. This was a gift from my friend. Then an Everyman's library edition with the dust jacket on. I love this cover so much. I don't recommend it because the translation is really not good. But yes. Then I have this beautiful English edition, an older one that I got as a gift. There are no images in here, and the pages are like really blotched. When I received this one, I actually had tears in my eyes because of the artwork on the inside. It is stunning. It's just such a beautiful copy. I have a couple more French editions, this one and this one on special paper. And then these copies by Hetzel Publishers. This is a copy that you can only get in Paris in the Shakespeare and Company bookshop, and it looks extremely thin, so I wonder if it's abridged. I think it's an abridged version, but I want to read it because it's by a translator that I haven't read before, and it's really beautiful. And then this one, this is my most read copy. I read it 6 times, and oh my goodness, I underlined, so this is kind of my bettered copy. The Man Who Laughs in the Mint edition, which was the only one I could find, and I absolutely hate this edition. And my copy of The Toilers of the Sea, also this one, The Toilers of the Sea. I read this translation, but I haven't yet read this one, and I'm so excited. I think I will read it this fall or this winter. And then here we have The Last Day of a Condemned Man. 2 copies of 93, so 93 and 1793. Napoleon Le Petit, this is a pamphlet. I actually haven't read it yet, but I am planning to. And then the copies of Hugo that I am most proud of. This is Les Royaumes et les Ombres, which is a collection of poetry in this very stunning edition. And this one is Select Poems and Tragedies, so it has his theater plays and a poetry collection. This one is in English actually, and this one is in French. Oops, here's another edition of Notre Dame de Paris in this beautiful edition. If you want to know more about certain editions, do not hesitate to ask me in the comment section, but I cannot possibly tell you the edition and the year of every book that I'm going to show you, otherwise this will be way too long. Oh goodness, here I have the French theater plays, so all of his theater plays are collected in this big book, and it comes with images. Then some editions of Les Miserables. So here I have this one in paperback, my most read copy, annotated, highlighted, you know. And then this one is the cloth-bound edition, which I absolutely hate because, you know, do not buy them. I don't know why they are so popular. First of all, they are not easy to hold. They don't feel comfortable in the hand. The paint on the cover comes off. I hate these editions. Then I have an entire row of these editions. I don't know if you can see. They're very beautiful and they're in French. Of course, I have this little bust of Hugo that I got in the Pantheon in Paris, where you can visit his grave. So here we have the Hetzel collection of Les Miserables, and those were my Hugo novels. So here I have, this was one of the first copies that I got when I started collecting books, and a little backstory about this. So this is a book filled with churches and their images. And so when I picked up this book, it fell open on the Notre Dame Cathedral, and I had to buy it. So that's kind of the backstory, and it's also a very beautiful spine. My most beautiful edition of Notre Dame de Paris is this one. It's very heavy, very big. and it has beautiful images and beautiful artwork on the inside and gilded edges. So that's actually my most expensive edition. I think it was 80 euros. Then I have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. This is a French edition, alas, but it's so beautiful. I had to have it. And then we have The Iliad by Homer. Let me see who the translator is. I actually haven't read this translation. I've read the one by Robert Fagles. So this is Guild Publishing, translated by E.V. Rayeux. I don't know. I want to say it in French, but I don't know. All right, so let's do the top shelf. We have Old Man Goriot by Honoré de Balzac. I love Balzac. This is also a good one to start with if you are new and if you want to read something by him. And we have Middlemarch by George Eliot. I love this novel. It is so good. Okay, then I have Thérèse Raquin by Émile Zola. You will find a lot of French authors because I love French literature. I have a video on French literature and where to start. If you are interested, I will link it somewhere here. But this is very short. It's such a good, chilling, cold novella, I should say. And it's so good. Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey, which is kind of a gothic read if you like that type of novel, and I recommend it. Then I have another Émile Zola. It is Germinal, and this is, oh gosh, it's a very difficult novel, not in the sense of writing style, because Zola is very easy to read, but just the themes, the subject, and it's about a miners' strike, about the conditions in the mines. It is a book that lingers, and I cannot stop thinking about this. Another one by Balzac. This is Lost Illusions. Oh, there are a bunch of cards in here still. I need to take a look at that. This is one of the novels by Balzac that I enjoyed less because it's extremely slow. It's glacial, and I don't know. It's a difficult one to recommend. Here we have a very great one. This is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This is an amazing novel. Highly recommend. I know it's big, but just give it a try. It's so addictive. Then we have some Tolstoy. Anna Karenina and Resurrection. This was a second-hand copy. As you can see, it's very battered. I enjoy Tolstoy tremendously. I think Anna Karenina is my favorite so far. I did enjoy Resurrection, so if you're looking for a little bit of a shorter read by Tolstoy, I do recommend it. Another Russian author, we have Dead Souls by Nikolai Gogol, and this is really funny. Really good. I would love to read more by Gogol, but I haven't gotten to it yet. This is a really great one. It isn't finished, actually. It remained unfinished, unfortunately, but it doesn't really matter. So I'd say read it anyway because it's really good. It's really funny. We have William Morris, News from Nowhere and Other Writings. I love this cover. I love the artworks of William Morris. And then I have Anthony Trollope, The Warden. I enjoyed it. Didn't blow me away, so it didn't impress me so much that I wanted to pick up more Trollope novels, but I will get to it. I will get to it. Then classical literary criticism. This is so good. This book really made me think. It has snippets, and there is a bookmark in here. It has snippets of Plato, of Horace, Longinus. It's a very, very good book. And then I have Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, The Sorrows of Young Werther. This is very thin. It is amazing. I really love this little novella. Some Italian authors. We have Alessandro Manzoni, The Betrothed. I thought the first third of this book was phenomenal, but then I really got bored with it. I did finish it, but I cannot say that I really enjoyed it. Perhaps I read it in a bad time of my life. Gosh. But the first half was really, really good. And as you can see, there are some things that I would love to return to. Then Casanova, the story of my life. This was just fascinating to read. Amazing. I think most of it is just made up, but it's so entertaining. I highly recommend. Also very well written. Then we have Euripides, Medea and Other Plays. Plato, The Republic. This really made me think and write a lot and reflect a lot. And then we have Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. I haven't read this translation. I got it from the library the first time that I read it, and I read it in Dutch. And since I loved it so much, I am very excited to get to this edition. I found it secondhand, and it actually looks like new, which is incredible. I always love it when that happens. Then we have a short story by Honoré de Balzac, The Atheist's Mass. And we have the best short stories by Guy de Maupassant. I love Guy de Maupassant. I also have Bellamy on my shelf, and his short stories are phenomenal. Highly recommend. Okay, then the only thing left on my shelf are these little editions. So we have, of course, we have The Hunchback. We have The Count of Monte Cristo. Be careful because these are abridged versions. If you want to read the full version, go for another one. The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. Also, look at this cover. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens and Candide by Voltaire. Look at this cover. It is stunning. Also, this painting, one of my favorites. It's so beautiful. Okay, so I see that we are 30 minutes in. So this is, I think, a good time for a break. So I hope to see you in part 2.